I go back and forth on whether I like this play-in game or not.
Oh, yeah?
I do, because right now I'd love to basically say, with all due respect to the Memphis Grizzlies and San Antonio Spurs, I'd rather have your 7th seed be LeBron and your 8th seed be Golden State. Right now, the conversation, if there was no play-in, would be, can the Grizzlies and the Warriors, what would that be? Who will be 8 or 9 going into the final weekend? That would be the drama, essentially. But with the play-in tournament, thanks to the play-in tournament, there's now a drama at 5, 6, and 7 as well. Mavericks are right now 41 and 29, a half game in front of the Blazers, who are now a half game in front of the Lakers. But the Mavericks are one up in the loss. And you don't want to fall down to 7 because then you play in. And the Blazers last night had a great comeback on the Suns in the fourth quarter. And the officials blow the whistle on Portland as Devin Booker is out of control in the lane.
Yeah.
And it was looked to me like a nice bailout call from my perspective. And it certainly was from the perspective of Damian Lillard, who chose his words very carefully in the post-game press conference, only to retweet somebody who did the carping of the officials on his behalf with the SMFH retweet.
Is that going to cost him? Is he going to get fined for a retweet?
I don't know. It's just he could basically say he butt tweeted that because it's just 4 letters, Yeah. So that's up for grabs right now. We're talking about that as opposed to just an 8-9.
Right.
Also, what's up for grabs is the top seed in the West. Phoenix, with that win last night, just one behind Utah. So there's that. And, the Clippers are kind of battling it out with the Nuggets potentially for 3-4. I mean, the entire seedings of the NBA Western Conference could be totally jumbled by all the activity in the final 3 days of the regular season. Sunday is a full day. Everybody's out there. And we'll see who plays who and who plays who when. And so we don't see any tanking. It's kind of like what the NFL does in the last regular season game where they reconfigure the times to make sure that whoever needs to know a scoreboard watch will know what the result is before their games or doesn't and things of that nature. So I go back and forth whether I like this play-in game because I'd love to see the Warriors in. I'm sure the Memphis Grizzlies are like, we got the same record as the Warriors, so we should be in there as well. But you don't have Steph F. and Curry to use Draymond Green's phrase. And then in the East, you've got the first seed up for grabs as well. Sixers losing to the Heat last night.
Terribly.
I mean, that was a big egg that was laid in South Florida by the Philadelphia 76ers, and that game was highly entertaining for the fact that Udonis Haslem comes back for the first time all season, gets a standing ovation. I couldn't, by the way, that when they showed the graphic on the TNT coverage last night, 18 years with the team, I was like, wow. That was a number that was way above what I thought.
It seems like 25, to be honest.
And he comes back and, immediately 2.5 minutes into his action, everybody gives him a standing ovation. First quarter's over. Second quarter starts. He gets in the grill of Dwight Howard and puts his finger in his face and then gets ejected. So glad to see you back. The only way a Miami Heat could disappear faster in a home game is to wear the jerseys that we're wearing and then stand in the paint. I don't like sounding like a 51-year-old man about these uniforms where the Knicks are wearing their home whites on the floor against the Lakers, and then last night against the Spurs wearing some weird blue color at home. Did you see that last night? They're wearing like their kind of road uniforms. It's a different color of blue, and it's just like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, I'm not into it.
And the Heat wearing the same color scheme as the paint. And how can you tell whether somebody's been in the paint for 3 seconds? Because they disappear. That's my NBA analysis, is all I'm saying.
You said you don't want to sound like the 51-year-old
I know
man,
I do sound like one, but I don't. But I don't care because this is stupid. It's stupid. I'd rather sound old railing against something stupid than look young and be silent about something stupid. And I'm wearing a cardigan, and I'm fully vaccinated, but Emmy-nominated.
But Emmy-nominated.
The 4, 5, 6 seeds are up for grabs. The Hawks, Heat, and Knicks, separated by just a half game. They all have 31 losses. So it's what, if you want to avoid the Sixers or the Nets, right?
Which you probably do.
In the second round, that's what the next level stuff, because you don't have to worry about facing the Sixers or the Nets in the first round, because that's a play-in tournament, which I'll be honest with you, I'd love to see Russell Westbrook play more basketball because of how he's playing. But Celtics, Hornets, Pacers, Wizards, with all due respect.
You said you're not feeling it, but the way you just described everything sounds pretty cool.
No, I'm not feeling it because I want to make sure that LeBron and Steph Curry get through.
Okay.
Am I telling any tales?
Nothing wrong with that.
But do they deserve it?
Yeah, they do.
Why?
Because they're LeBron and Steph, and I want to watch them, and so does the rest of the country, and ABC and the NBA need them to play. Yeah.
Factual.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I'm spitting truth here, man. I'm spitting truth. And I'll say this. I will say this, sir.
And then I want to ask you a question. Then I want to ask you a question.
I will say this. Everybody, everybody got a taste here in Los Angeles, to use the old Vanderbilt Wright way of saying this town.
Los Angeles.
Everybody here in this town got a little taste, as did the rest of the country, what the NBA and the Lakers will look like when eventually LeBron steps out of the spotlight. Okay. Everybody loves to hate on him. A lot of people do. Not everybody. A lot of people love to hate on LeBron. I'm staring at one of them right now. That's you, Christopher Brockman. Everybody loves to hate on him, man.
He makes it so
It's a guy up, motor on Pico Boulevard who makes a killing.
More than me.
He probably has a 5th floor on his, Manhattan Beach Marina condo. Did you ever see Skip Bayless walking around town, Mike?
I've seen him in his car.
Okay, very good.
Driving around.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a very nice car.
Yes.
He has made a killing hating on this man. If the Lakers get bounced, just because of what happens, and everyone will be, oh my God, Lakers get bounced. That's the story between May 18th and May 21st. What the hell else is everybody going to talk about between the 21st and the middle of June? The rest of the NBA playoffs, sure. But no LeBron? Oh, okay. So, yeah, the play-in tournament after a shortened regular season that could potentially wind up with LeBron getting the gate, and you could say he doesn't deserve it, but at least you get, if he makes it, 10 days of a first-round game against Chris Paul and the Suns. Come on now.
Let me ask you this,
now.
And maybe this
you better get him through.
Maybe this is a better question for Jackie, too. If the Lakers are the 7th seed, and they lose to the 8th seed, and they lose to the 9-10 winner, and are out, do you think the play-in tournament is one and done?
No. I think they love this. I think the league loves this.
Even if LeBron James is out and the Lakers aren't in the playoffs?
No, because this is making sure people don't tank. Even though some are tanking to not make the play-in tournament. That's at least better than people tanking, from 9 on down.
Right.
You're not. And you're also seeing some teams 4, 5, and 6 trying their hardest to not get into this tournament. You're seeing more action towards the end of the season, for sure. I think they like that. I think they like that a lot. But I think owners like Mark Cuban doesn't like it. You think he likes sitting here sweating this thing out right now?
We haven't heard him say anything about it in a while.
I'm sure he doesn't like sweating it out at all. So, and I'm sure the league has maybe made it known. That missive could have pierced the shark tank. Hey, let's tamp down on that. But as you know, he's still the guy that worked at the Dairy Queen that one time.
Which was funny.
It was. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.